Supercross Live on supercrossonline.com. Kevin Barnett, Jim Holley here in Minneapolis inside the Metrodome and wrapping up another historic night for KTM. We knew it was a homecoming for Ryan Dungey, but we didn't know it would be such a good night for KTM. Let's start with the home guy, Ryan Dungey. He put down a start that he has been needing for races on end here.
Well, you know, you always hear the NFL talk about home field advantage, and it definitely played into here in Minneapolis with, Ryan Dungey. I mean, I think he had the home field advantage, but next week we're going to Seattle, and we'll see if Villopoto's got the home field advantage. And what I mean by that is, I mean, I asked Villopoto on the AMSOIL podiums.
Right.
You know, I asked him why in the split lane they were going to the outside, and he went to the inside. He thought that here in the crowd and everything, he thought that Dungey was going to the inside, so he wanted to block him. Well, that's where the pass was made, right there. So, I mean, definitely everybody, I mean, I think there was, 50,000 plus here, and I mean, I thought the ceiling was going to erupt off of this thing when he made that pass, and especially when he came across the finish line for his second win this year in 2013, but just a great win, and most importantly, he gained 3 more points on Villopoto, so now he's only got 22 points behind with 3 to go. He sits second now in the championship. Millsap's, on the other hand, lost second. He sits in third, but,
right.
You know, he was a distant third tonight. It was all about both the Ryans, the Villopotos and the Dungeys. What a show they put on.
It was interesting to see that outside line through the left-hander after the triple, where the split lane existed all day long. We had people taking the inside, and that was it. Nobody was going outside. But for the races, it was pretty evenly split, and we saw a lot of passing going on there. You just mentioned that pass for the lead by Dungey, but that was not the only one.
Well, no, and you know, here in the whoops, he said he made a couple bad little bobbles in the whoops there, and then also where we saw James Stewart pass Millsaps in that heat race early on, when you come across the finish line of that left-hander, and Villopoto saw a couple of those passes and saw they were pretty aggressive, and you know, he saw exactly where Blake Wharton and Tyler Bowers came together there in that main event in the 250 class, so he kind of checked up. So I mean, you know, there's a bigger picture for Ryan Villopoto out there. That's the championship, and he's worked hard to get that points lead, and you know, I thought that both the guys rode a great race, but incredible tonight here in Minneapolis for Ryan Dungey.
4th and 5th, 2 Hondas. It was Justin Barcia in 4th and Chad Reed in 5th. Good recovery for Chad Reed coming off knee surgery.
Yeah, I was surprised. You know, at one point I saw Chad back there in 10th, but you know, he kept it honest and kept going and kept fighting, and Chad's a fighter, and a great ride for him, like you said, coming off of that knee surgery and missing Houston last week. And another, James Stewart crashed out in the heat race, had to come through and win the last chance, and he had a problem in that main event, rode back to the pits, so more problems for James Stewart.
In the 250s, we had our advanced scout down here, Kurt. He was watching as Marvin Musquin came off the track after 15 strong laps, leading virtually start to finish. Didn't have a bead of sweat on him. It was just a fine performance for the 25.
It was, and he needed that. I mean, he needed to, gain some points, and now he's got, a 5-point deficit that he's got to try to make up in one round. And Will Hahn rode a great race to finish up in that second. He just lost a couple points, but it's on in a couple weeks, May 4th in Las Vegas.
You mentioned the collision between the number 13 of Wharton and the 3-time Arena Cross champion Tyler Bowers. Bowers got the worst of it, but that was an area where we saw riders come together all day long.
Yeah, it was just one of those spots where, if you went up high and left the door open, then a guy could come underneath there, and, out of the corner of your eye, if you don't shut off, you're going to come together. And we've seen a lot of those passes, but, reaping the benefits of that was Gavin Faith finishing up in 4th, and Tyler Bowers another 5th.
Yeah, good race there in the 250 class, and they will take a break. 2 weeks off for them. We will get the 250 West Coast back again. The dirt here in Minnesota had a great reputation, and it certainly delivered with fantastic racing all night long. The home crowd stuck around to salute Dungey. Really a kind of a neat scene to see the amount of home support that Ryan Dungey had here. We're off to Seattle next week. We'll have Supercross Live for you, as well as our normal pre-race and post-race hits and the AMSOIL podium interviews. It's going to be another great day of racing next week. 3 to go here with Monster Energy Supercross.